Hey everybody, it's me, Faith, and I have not been able to record for a few days because I've been doing a lot of stuff, and everyone always says they're really busy. But, anyways, I wanted to record a video today because um, I attend a Bible study group, a couple of them, in fact, and I was at one today, and I got a lot of information about things that are going to be happening, that are already happening, and stuff that I just wanted to share with everyone. I'm a big believer in Revelations and in the Bible and in the prophecies that are coming about today as we live in our times now. A lot of this stuff is coming to fruition, but one of the things I wanted to talk about was in 2011, and probably now I'm not sure, but there were a lot of people all over the United States and in other parts of the world that posted videos on YouTube about the moon. That it was rotated in a weird direction. The crescent was like down instead of like this. Um, that it was in a weird shape. It was a weird color. I watched a lot of these videos, and they weren't just, in one centralized location. They were from people all over the world, talking about how the moon was in. It was just weird. And I remember a couple of times last year, I walked my dog sometimes at night, and I was walking my dog a couple of times, and I was looking up at the moon, and it was huge. It was like I could reach over. If I walked two more steps, I could just like walk over to it and touch it. And it was so bright, and people are reporting seeing like weird lightings and like weird shapes around the moon. And it says in the Bible that and there will be signs in the sky, and in the end times there will be signs in the sky, and that's one way of us knowing that the end is near. So that's one of the first things I wanted to talk about that we discussed in our Bible study today. I watched a lot of these videos too, and so they're really interesting to see. If you go in and just Google "Strange Moon 2011" or like "Weird Moon" or whatever, something like that, you'll see a lot of videos and a lot of stuff. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was in the end times, it talks about how man's heart will be cold against each other. Um, there will be a lot of murder and killing. And sorry, my dog's doing something in the other room, and I didn't know what that noise was. But anyways, um, so the reason why I'm talking about what it's saying about man's heart will be cold and murder will be very common amongst people. People will just loving your neighbor is not going to be common anymore. It's going to be about hatred and anger and resentment towards one another and wanting to kill and hurt people in the end times. And so there's a phenomenon going around called the Knockout King. Teenagers are doing this now. It's a new thing. And it's not just gang members. It's just groups of teenagers um, hanging out. And I read a couple of the reports, and one of them was well, first let me explain what the Knockout King is. So the Knockout King is a group of teenagers, we'll say like 10 teenagers, and they elect someone in the group to be the new Knockout King. What this person has to do in order to gain the title of Knockout King is they have to run up to some random person walking down the street and knock them out. And couple of the reports that I read online said that the kids, depending on how bold and brave the person is who's elected as Knockout King for the day or for the hour or whatever it is, um, that person will either run up to the individual walking down the street, minding their business, not bothering anybody, punch them in the face, knock them out or knock them down, and then either run away or they'll continue to kick them and beat them while they're down. And there have been reports that the rest of the teenagers will run over and join in and start kicking and punching. And they've killed, I think, a few people. There was an elderly couple. I think a man, age 90, was killed. An elderly man. Then another couple was walking. They were walking down the street, and the teenager was about to attack the wife. The husband saw him coming and jumped in the way, and they punched him and then ended up killing him. And a witness reported that he was pleading for his life while they continued to beat and kill him, and they were so heartless that they didn't care. So it's sad that we have to be so paranoid and on alert just walking. I could be walking and checking my mail. There's a lot of kids in my neighborhood, and how am I to know, that they're not going looking for a new knockout king for the hour, and I'm walking my dog, and the next thing I know, I'm getting punched and knocked out for no reason. This is the reports are saying that it's all over. It's not in one centralized place. It's all over the United States. Kids are doing this, and people are reporting it. So it could be in your town. It could be in your city. I posted something on my blog about it, but I just wanted to bring that to some people's attention so they can be on the lookout. If you're not already paranoid enough about going outside and walking down the street, then that'll increase your paranoia. And they're saying it's packs of like teenagers starting from age 11 up to like 17 or 18. For all I know, it could be like 20-year-olds, but that would be a little sad if they were doing that. And they're just regular kids and young adults. They're not like gang members. They're just teenagers hanging out looking for idle hands or the devil's workshop. They're just hanging out with nothing to do but cause trouble and get into trouble. And so that was the second thing I wanted to talk about. And the third thing I wanted to talk about, there was so much stuff we talked about today. I can't even go into it. We're in there for an hour talking. We ended up talking for an hour and 15 minutes, and then we had to leave, so we couldn't talk anymore. But the other thing we talked about were in other countries, and I can't actually remember all the names. I just got this information today, and I did a little bit of research, but I wanted to get this blog posted because I have to do some other stuff tonight. But in other countries, there are these things called drones, drones, drones. They are little crafts that hover. They were built, man-made built, and they just hover above the streets, like a little. If you've seen the little cameras in your community that like control traffic and record accidents and stuff that's going on, though they're like that up at that level of the street signs, like way up there, so they can see traffic. But they hover in the air. They're not like posted on a pole or anything. They just hover, which is really weird. But anyways, so the point of these drones in these other countries are supposedly to control traffic, and I say that in quotes because those of us that have ears to hear and eyes to see know that in the end times we will all be controlled, we will all be watched. We're already all being watched and controlled now as it is. We just don't know about a lot of it. But it's going to be worse in the end times. There's going to be nothing in your life will be private anymore. Nothing. And this is just another step that's getting closer to the end times. The Lord is coming. I know that. He's within the next few years, if not this year, next year, or within the next few months, the rapture of the church is going to happen. I know that. I feel it in my heart, and there's so many things that are going on that are in Revelations that talk about the signs of the times that are happening now, that there's no way that it's not going to happen. But anyways, back to the drones. So these drones are in other countries. They control traffic and the city and make sure people aren't getting out of hand and that there aren't terrorists on the loose and whatever they're supposed to be doing up there. And so the article that I read today and the information I got from my Bible study group is that these things have the ability to videotape, film. They have the ability to attack people by shooting them and killing them. And they've already killed a large number of people in the thousands in these other countries. They've shot people. However they attack. I don't know if they have bullets in them, if they have some sort of zapping, right, whatever they are. They have this ability, and they've been in place in these other countries for a couple of years now. And in 2016, it's reported that they are going to be coming to Washington, D.C. first. That's going to be their first place. These things are coming to the United States. They're already setting up spots for them, getting them little home commands and places where they will be hovering over our city. I don't know how they're going to market these things to society because society already feels like the government is Big Brother and watching over us. But however they're going to do it is going to be phenomenal because people are going to fall for it. The people that don't know what's going on are going to fall for this and think it's great. Oh yeah, they're watching over us and they're making traffic's going to be good and stuff's going to be recorded and people are they're going to fall for all the hype and all the propaganda. So I know what it is. I'm not going to fall for it. It's just another another step leading towards the rapture of the church and towards the end time. And anyways, they in 2016 they're going to bring about 65 of these to Washington D.C. and they're going to be hovering over the city. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully, not everyone will have to see that, because I'm hoping that by then the rapture of the church will have come and I will go, I'll be going to heaven and to be with the Lord. But I don't want to make this video too long. We're already about 10 minutes, so I'm going to cut it off. But there's so much stuff. Check out my blog. Check out some links I'm going to post on there. And thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry it took me so long. God bless everybody. And keep watching. Please keep praying and stay in the Word. You have to continue to worship and pray and give your life to God, or you're not going to go to heaven. You need to ask forgiveness for your sins. You need to accept Jesus into your heart and fully follow Him. Pick up your cross every day. Be willing to carry the cross. And wake up every day thinking in your head, Lord, what can I do for you today? This life is not yours. God gave it to you. You can take it away at any time. Will you go to heaven, or will you go to hell if He does? You have to consider those things. And you can't just be good. Give money to charity and help someone cross the street and, help little kids and think, oh, God's going to let me in. No. It's a lot more complicated. You have to give up everything that you put before the Lord. If you like to shop, if you like going out with your friends, watching TV, those are all false idols that you're giving your time to, and you're maybe giving God an hour of your week on Sunday morning, and you're giving TV 20 hours a week, you're giving your friends 10 hours a week, you're texting and on your computer and watching TV and doing all this other stuff, playing football or out doing this. I'm not saying don't do anything with your life, but I'm saying 90% of your life should be devoted to the Lord. The rest, fine. Go watch TV if you want. Go for a jog and do whatever you want with the 10%, but give God 90% of your life, or you are not going to go to heaven. Anyways, I don't know where all that came from, but thank you all. Love you. Bye. Keep watching and keep reading my blog. Check out the links below. I'm going to post them down there.